Hello and welcome to a special interview on Revsportz. I'm Snehashish Mukherjee, and today I am being joined by none other than the South Africa women's cricket team captain Laura Wolvaardt. As we all know, that the Tri-Cities is going to start on 27th of April, where India, South Africa, and Sri Lanka are taking on each other in Sri Lanka, and South Africa is all set to start their campaign on 29th April against India. So before that, thank you, Laura, for joining in. It's a pleasure for me to to have a chat with you. So, how has been the preparation so far ahead of this Tri Cities, and especially considering the World Cup is in few months in India?
Prep has been good. We had a few camps leading up to this. One was sort of scenario based, so trying to get as close as we can as match scenarios without actually playing any real games against opposition. But yeah, obviously this series in itself is prep for the World Cup. Really looking forward to just batting in the subcontinent for a bit and getting used to conditions as much as we can. So I think it's very important prep.
Yes, absolutely. But Laura, when you see the squad for this series, obviously two big players are not there. Obviously, the legend Madison Cap, she has been given the rest for considering to be fit enough for the World Cup, the big event. And obviously, Anneke Bosch is not also not there because of the illness. So how do you see that? Two big players, especially I saw Anneke Bosch batting in that semi-final in Dubai. What an innings it was. So overall, how do you see that? Both these players are not there.
Yeah, I think obviously two big players for us that are missing. But at the same time, it gives some opportunity for youngsters. We have three brand new youngsters in the squad who I don't think have made their debut in this format yet. So yeah, it gives them an opportunity if they get a go. Gives us a chance to sort of widen the pool of players a little bit. But yeah, obviously two very key players. I think Kapi sort of is two players in one with the bat and the ball. But yeah, like I said, it just gives us a chance to get some youngsters into the mix and hopefully they perform well and get some good experience.
Yes, yes. As you mentioned, the youngster is Mian Smith, Karabo Meso, and obviously Sheshni Naidu. So, what's on them? How they're looking in the nets and all, and how do you see here them?
Looking good. Obviously, they've all been around the group for a while because some of them have made their debuts in T20 and some of them were in the World Cup squad as well. So they've been around the group. They're not totally fresh. But yeah, Karabu, I've been really impressed with her batting. Her batting has come a very long way since I last saw her. I think it was last season when she played that one T20. Yeah, she's really looked very organized with the bat. And I think a keeper that bats well is something that every team sort of looks for. So she's a very exciting prospect for the future. Seshni's looked pretty good with the ball. Got good control, a couple of really good balls in the nets yesterday, and I think she can be very effective in these conditions. And same for Mia Nay. I think just all-round off-spinner. I think off-spinner is always very valuable with all the lefties that we'll be facing in the series. So yeah, she could have a good role to play as well.
Yes, yes, and that was only my next question. That spinners will be very key when it comes to in India or maybe in Sri Lanka also. Considering the conditions. So how do you see that? Experienced spinners are there already in the squad, and the new ones are also coming. So how do you see the importance of the spinners going to be in this, and obviously considering that World Cup in India?
Yeah, it's going to be very important. I think we've got quite a lot of spinners in our squad. It's probably the most that we've had for a long time. We only have the four seamers in our squad, which I think is the least we've had since I've been captain. So definitely something that we're looking at to try and give these spinners a go and see sort of who does well in these conditions. But yeah, in the nets yesterday as well, definitely a bit more turn than what we're used to back at home. So I think just trying to get as much as we can other than the net sessions and get prepped for those games.
Yes, any special preparation going on to face India and Sri Lanka spinners because they have top quality spinners in the squad.
Yeah, they do. I think just all about positions and batting, playing as late as we can. I think back at home you can kind of get away with, playing a bit too early or letting your hands go a bit, but over here that'll get you in trouble. So, and trying to be nice and proactive. So, step out the crease or get nice and deep or do something like that. Because I think if we're too static, it won't go well against their top quality spinners. So yeah, just trying a lot of different things to try and combat that. And hopefully we're able to volume up on some spin the next few days as well, because that's a big one too. It's just facing a lot of it. So yeah.
Yes, and I was going through the stats, and you just love Sri Lanka playing against Sri Lanka. Your average is 120, more than 125 in ODIs against them. So very happy to face them before the World Cup as a preparation.
That's a nice stat. But I guess those games were all played probably on a bit flatter tracks than
Yes, in Sri Lanka, yeah, not in many in Sri Lanka, yes.
in Sri Lanka. I think it might be a bit of a different
Yeah.
story. So yeah, just keen to knuckle down and try back for a long period of time. I think their spinners can be quite dangerous, I think, in these conditions. So yeah.
Yes, and Laura, your partnership, your opening partnership in Tasman Breeze has been superb. In that 2024 T20 World Cup, I saw there, the way you both bat, it was brilliant to see. So how do you, both complement each other, and how do you enjoy, batting together?
Yeah, I think we've had some really good innings together. I think we're very different in the way that we bat, which we sort of complement each other well. I think she's obviously quite a destructive batter, likes to take the game on early, whereas I sort of ease into it sometimes. And sometimes it happens vice versa as well. The days that I'm struggling, she always seems to be off to a flyer. And the days that she doesn't start as quick, I seem to get a few away. So I think we've always had quite a good balance batting together. And I guess we just like batting for long periods of time, both of us. So we've had some really big partnerships. So hopefully we can continue that over here.
Yes, absolutely. And Laura, this time of the year, when you consider maybe in Sri Lanka or in India, in both conditions, do you can play a big factor, in day-night games. So as a captain, you have played a lot of cricket already in both the conditions. So how do you see? Do you think that, as a group, as your bowlers need to prepare yourself themselves like that to get ready for those situations to handle the two conditions?
Yeah, I think so. Do we have any day night games?
No,
I
not.
thought
I don't think. No, not in this cities. I think. No, no, no. I don't think. Yeah.
but yeah, so that would have been ideal, obviously, prep
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that. So over here we just have day games, but hopefully we can squeeze in some day night games somewhere in our
Mm.
next series to sort of practice that.
Mm.
Or maybe just do something funky in training, like get the balls nice and wet or something for the spinners to try and grip it. But yeah, obviously quite a big difference, I think, at WPL now that where I played, it was
Mm.
almost like win the toss, win the game type of thing, where the chasing teams, especially at some of the venues, clearly had a
Mm.
bit of an advantage. So maybe I should just work on my toss rather.
Yes, yes. But Laura, as you mentioned WPL, my next question is on WPL. Last one, two questions. Like you have been a part of Gujarat Giants for a long time now, in 3 seasons, and how much you have enjoyed playing in WPL, and as a franchisee, how good is Gujarat Giants? Because finally you managed to get to the playoffs this time around. So how was the season?
Yeah, we had a much better season. I think we were hoping to sneak into that final. That would have been awesome. But yeah, it's such an awesome tournament. I think the crowds and the hype around the game is sort of second to none in the women's game. Just the whole vibe of the tournament, it feels really special to be there and to have so many fans sort of, interested in the game and watching the games is incredible. The cricket is also high quality, obviously high scoring games. You have to be at the top of your game when you're playing. So I really enjoyed the experience. Hopefully there's more to come in the future. And yeah, it was lovely to be a part of.
Yes. India's Harleen Deol was your teammate in that Gujarat Giants setup. Obviously, after missing the second season, she made a good comeback and played some brilliant knocks in this season. So, how do you see her? How do you see her getting improved, day by day?
Yeah, it was great to see her sort of evolving. Obviously, she had the injury in the one season, so it sort of missed a lot of it. But I was just really happy for her coming back from that injury to do well and score some runs. I think being out for that long with, I think it was ACL is really
Mm.
tough, and I think people don't realize how tough it is actually to miss out on games for such a long period of time. So yeah, really happy for her and how well she played. I think there were a few games that she really, got us over the line with some great innings that she played. So yeah, it was awesome to see some nice cover drives as well.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And Laura, in the first season of WPL, Mithali Raj was there in the coaching setup of Gujarat Giants. So, did you have a chat with her? Because you came as a replacement initial stage, but after that you played, for the franchise. But did you have any special chat with Mithali Raj? Because absolutely the legend of the game.
Nothing too specific. She was obviously the team mentor, so sort of chatted around practice and a few things about technique and stuff. But yeah, it was a bit strange, playing against her for all those years and then having her as a mentor. But yeah, it was awesome. I think those kind of tournaments are great where you can just learn from people like that and be, sort of share the dressing room with them and ask them questions if you want to. So awesome experience.
I saw you guys, being heartbroken in the 2024 T20 World Cup final, 23 final, and obviously the 2020 ODI World Cup, ODI World Cup semi-final. So, as a captain, how do you handle such situation, after such losses, personally and also the dressing room? How do you manage the dressing room as a captain?
Yeah, I guess there's so much cricket nowadays. For me personally, I just try to look forward. I think if you're too heartbroken about it, it could be a very long season. So yeah, I think we try to take our time as a team to reflect and to learn from it, but then, sort of see what we can do better next time and look forward rather than sort of getting stuck on that, which I think is quite easy to do. So yeah, I think we just try to take the learnings from that game, try to see where we could have maybe been better, and hopefully next World Cup we can come back a bit stronger.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's easier said than done. I think, yeah, once you get
Yeah.
to a final twice sort of and lose, I think, yeah, for some players it was quite heartbreaking, but hopefully we can put up a good performance this year.
Yes, yes. Okay, my last one question that you have been playing in different franchise leagues like WPL, WBBL, and all. So, as a player, do you think that playing in different franchise leagues help now modern day cricketers to face opponents with ease?
Yeah, definitely. Facing opponents, playing in different conditions. Like I got to spend a month in India during our World Cup year in India, so it's perfect prep for me getting to face a lot of the Indian bowlers. Even though I didn't play that many games, but for those that played all the games, you get to face a lot of Indian bowlers. You get to face a lot of the Australians, obviously a lot of Australians in the competition as well. So yeah, it's all good exposure, good prep. Same goes for when I'm in England, when I'm at the Big Bash. And also playing under different coaches, playing with different fielding coaches, bowling coaches, batting coaches, whatever. I think all of that you can just take information and learn from. So yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for joining in, and hopefully some crucial and important knocks are waiting for us, in this upcoming series. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.